You know, I'm just going to write this. How can criminals continue to operate right out in front of us? I just posted this on X because of an article that popped up from John Solomon. I sent it to Ivy, and she said, it's right here in my hand. Ivy's with me this morning. It's absolutely unbelievable. It's Ilhan Omar, Ivy, who has categorically denied being worth millions of dollars, and yet the disclosures just came out, according to John Solomon, our good friend over there at Just the News. It's jaw-dropping. Go ahead.
Good morning, Steve. Happy to be here. Yeah, when I came across this story, I'm like, how is it that politicians enter into the public sphere to
Miracle investments.
Serve their communities, and they go in with not a whole lot of money and come out millionaires. So yes,
not just millionaires. Not just millionaires. The salary for Ilhan Omar is $174,000 a year. She's been there, what, 4 years, 6 years, whatever, 174. That's barely enough. You can barely rent an apartment in D.C. on that salary. I know because we're there and you look around, right? Go ahead.
Yeah, so despite claiming just months ago, and I'm reading this from Just the News, John Solomon's publication here, despite claiming just months ago it was categorical flaws to call her a millionaire, a Minnesota Democratic Ilhan Omar's latest financial disclosures show a net worth between $6 to $30 million. She reported in her last financial disclosure that her husband, Tim Manette, is that how you pronounce his name?
Yeah. Well,
has a stake in two companies.
I thought she was married to her brother, but go on, yeah.
Has a stake in two companies that at the end of 2023 were worth no more than $51,000. But by the end of 2024, they were worth between $6 and $30 million.
So here's the other part of the headline.
The net worth increased by 3,500% in just 1 year.
So how does Nancy Pelosi go from, a few million to $413 million? Ilhan Omar goes from, being worth whatever she's worth, less than $1 million, to close to $30 million. A 3,500% return. People that get in the market, people that are plumbers and teachers and carpenters and workers in this country, they're happy if they have a return 8, 9, 10%. They had a good year, had a 10% return on their investment in the stock market. 3,500% it's not possible. It is corrupt. It is dirty.
Something seems nuts.
It's corrupt. She's criminal. She is a criminal.
Their assets ballooned from less than 1,000 in assets in 2023 to between $5 million and $25 million by the end of 2024. Rose Lake Capital, which is, I believe, her husband's company, claims to have $60 billion in assets under management. So either it's like, hey, if you do me this favor, my husband will manage your money, and we can make a lot of money together, and it's like.
So we know some financial advisors, you and I, that have been very successful and done very well. To get to $1 billion under management is it's a milestone for these people, right?
Yeah.
Because we know people that manage 500 million, 800 million, $1 billion. But to get to that $1 billion, $60 billion, from $1,000 under management to $60 billion in a single year. You don't think she's being bought off? Give me a break. That's just, I'm sorry. That
certainly
just reeks
seems
of
suspect
corruption
to me. You don't build that kind of clientele in 1 year's time, generally. So.
And none of it above board. None of it above board.
Definitely worth more investigation.
Okay, so that's got my blood pressure all screwed up. Yeah. Anyhow, so back to.
Wasn't there a congresswoman or man that actually tried to put in a bill that wouldn't allow congressmen or women during their terms to be able to invest?
Trade anything. That's correct. That's in play now. I mean, look, if suddenly you go from being worth $500,000 to be worth $25 million in a year, look, the difference between being worth $1 million and $25 million is exponential.
Oh yeah.
It's not even the same. $1 million house is an automatic. A $5 million house, if you're worth $25 million, automatic. If you're worth $1 million, you live in a $500,000 house or whatever, right? I mean,
right.
It's not just a different league; it's a different sport. And so, for her to get to that point and a 3,500% return, I'm just going to say it. There's something criminal here.
Well, that's why we have career politicians, because they go there and they get super rich.
Right.
And it's not about serving the community. It's
60
about serving
billion.
themselves. And so,
Anyhow, all right, enough of that. Enough of that. We started to see a couple leaves changing in northern Michigan.
yeah.
Summer is officially over, but boy, was the weather great up in northern Michigan. You were surfing, the kids had a great time. So let's talk about something real nice for a moment, and that's how wonderful northern Michigan is this time of the year.
It is gorgeous. Well, fall is my favorite time of year. However, we still have some summer days left. And
We
it was
do.
a gorgeous weekend. Even at 70 degrees, it was absolutely gorgeous. No wind.
The lake
But I
was
do have
flat.
another fun story.
Oh, go ahead.
A forgetful man wins two $500,000 prizes in one Powerball drawing. So he goes and gets a lottery ticket, doesn't recall that he went and got the lottery ticket. So he went and got the same lottery ticket because he plays like the same numbers every time. So he bought one on the 18th and he bought one on the 20th, and he won both because he had forgotten he already bought a ticket. How hilarious is that? And so, hey,
Good for him.
he won, $1 million.
So hold on here. What is it? Speaking of that, the Powerball jackpot is now at $1.3 billion after
Holy
no winner
moly.
yesterday. I hadn't
Maybe
even
we
paid
should
attention
play.
to it.
Somebody has to win.
Well, yeah, we should. 1.3. So the cash payoff is like $550, $600 million. We can get by on that. Omar will pass us next year in value.
If we win $1 billion.
Yeah, because a 3,500% return on 50 million or whatever. Come on. Anyhow, Ivy, thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
Love you.
Love you.
Yeah, $1.3 billion. I think the cash payout's going to be roughly half. All right. So if it happens, you and I can be best friends. If you're watching right now and you win the $1.3 billion, we can pal around together, you and I. And heck, I'll bring Ivy too. All right. I'll be right back.